Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Mr. Purify here. So I got a new setup here, a little bit more space. Hopefully this angle is good enough for you guys. I'm gonna work on this. Anyways, I wanted to talk about the Instagram Reels I posted up, and it's just gonna be, I believe, at Mr. Purify. I'll put the link to my Instagram in the description below. But we talked about the masculine and feminine energies for this week. This is March 21st. I guess would that be to the 26th, or till Sunday. But if you're looking at this at any time in particular, it's meant for you. So don't be put off by the date. But either way, we talked about the Soma and the Puja purification cards for the divine feminine. I did a short reel. I got as much information as I could in 60 seconds. But I just wanted to kind of flesh this out. And we talked about Puja purification and Soma. Now, the thing with the Puja purification, with the feminine energies, I feel like we've been taking a lot of again, it doesn't matter if you're a male or feminine, whatever binary, whatever you recognize as, these energies are within you as a human being. I believe the animal species have the same thing. You've been taking a lot of energies. If anybody is very sensitive, empathic, sympathetic, compassionate, you can't deny that you've been feeling a lot of energy. It's been a lot of trauma, fear, aggression, confusion, and it's probably come from the people that are closest to you, whether that be close friends, intimate partners, family members, etc. And so this purification card is asking you to do just that, and that is in foods, liquids, physical exercises, daily routine. Okay, the Soma, I mentioned briefly about relaxing, have a cocktail beer. That doesn't mean, get completely intoxicated, because then that would defeat the purpose of purification, unless you're intoxicated with bliss. But this is about a sort of regeneration, rejuvenation, Soma of the gods and mythology, an elixir of sorts, even an enlightenment or a realization. And right now, the divine feminine energies are being asked to regenerate, reinvigorate, revitalize themselves, detoxing these energies that they've been picking up. Some of us have been taking an emotional beating with just the energies we've been encountering from all angles. I've been feeling it, and maybe you have too. This is also, I think, not only what's happening in the world, but it's also stemming from the lunar eclipse that we had that kicked off the winter season. This, I think, also was in progression since the summer. We talked about that Lionsgate, that Leo portal that happens in the Western astrological Leo season. These things slowly but steadily start to alter certain personalities and things that are in one's lives, especially if you haven't been taking care of. I've been talking about the work lately. Forget the Kim Kardashian video. I've been talking about the spiritual work that is needed right now, that has been needed since 2000. I really feel like the year 2000. Any year, any century, any millennium, this is important. But since we're talking about this time period right now, this has been very long overdue, with the progression of where we're going with technology and advancements in not only biology and technology and health. There are certain aspects that are happening that if you're not paying attention to your inner life, i.e. what really matters the most, there are rude awakenings happening. And unfortunately, people who are empathic, who have been doing their spiritual work day in and day out, are also affected by this. Not only do you have to worry about your own spiritual work, but now you are being affected by somebody else who is, in a sense, having an existential crisis. And come on, I know you, I know you've been experiencing this. And so when that's happening, some of your relationships, partnerships, friendships, jobs have been destroyed or altered heavily. Maybe the workload has been placed by double on you or reduced, or now you switch to something else. A lot of people have had to reinvent themselves in a sense. So for those divine feminine energies who are more in tune with receiving, and so again, this shifts day in and day out, week by week, season by season. But if you're regularly in tune with these aspects, this is a call to kind of clean off the antennas, retract. Maybe you need to go in the hermit mode. Maybe you need to actually get out, which is what I had to do with certain things that were destroyed in my life, with relationships and careers, and it's been altered and shifted. I had to get the energy out. I couldn't even sit still. Certain things that I didn't consciously ask for, I had to deal with, and I had to face, and I had to cleanse myself of, things that were said, energies that were received, and it wasn't easy. It's still not easy. I'm still in the process of, I guess you could say, washing things off, but it's gotten a lot better, and you can too, and you're doing it as well. We're going into the divine masculine energy now. So I have, with the self-created card here, just like this is equivalent to the hanged man card. And then we've got taking up arms in reverse. But I've had this card pop up a few times. With the tortoise shell, at the top of this card now, since it's upside down. But again, with that card, let's just talk about the self-created. I say right at the bat, if any of us have had self-created issues, issues that maybe were unconsciously asked for. I know we don't like to hear that. This is very aggravating, irritating. Why would I ask for, me to not have a job, or this person to walk out on me, or this person to just yell at me? But what I do think it's also mentioning is that, look, if you recognize that deep down you have the power to alter it. I'm not going to control this person, but you know what? I'm going to control myself. It matters what I do, and it also matters what I don't do. Then you're reaching into your self-creation power. You are now a creator. You are now the hangman and seeing it from another perspective instead of just popping off and just retaliating, and which is what we've gotten a lot of already from all different aspects, from world events down to when you're at a cafe or at a bar, they're talking about what's happening around the world. And so it trickles down. So with the self-created card, this is asking you to be able to realize, to say, hey, look, I'm not going to go this route and follow this flow of where it's going. I'm going to say, hey, I have the power. I can make the change within myself. And that's what matters most. And that's what I'm doing. And with the taking up arms, with this tortoise shell, you see this kind of knight. This is a god. I believe this is Vishnu. But heavily armored. But let's just pay attention to the tortoise shell. This is about protection. This is about standing on aspect. This is a earth card, a grounding card. Well, where it's being asked for that divine masculine energy, who can also go, right on into kind of a knight's energy. Just let's go, let's do it, let's get it done. To say, hey, look, let's go step by step throughout this process. These things need to they need to take their time. And this is what a lot of these aspects, what we deal with is always the time. Don't worry about time. Time is now. Don't worry about, there's no past or future. But then also we've, contradictorily been asked to take our time. So that in itself is a meditation, and that calls for you to say, you know what, I need to, in order for us to properly go step by step and go into cruise mode, we have to day in and day out kind of check ourselves and push off the anxiety of when it's going to happen, or how fast, how soon, but then again, the situation that you're dealing with is, what do I do now? How do I be patient without feeling like I'm waiting? I'm asked to wait, but how do I not actually feel like I'm waiting? This is kind of a riddle that can be solved, that is solved just by that. There's that old saying that I think it's a Zen saying, the obstacle is the path. And that this all may be frustrating when you're dealing with so many things as I've had, like just meltdowns. I just want certain things to be easy. I've worked so hard, and you might be at that point. But this is all the obstacle happening right now for you. And it's not easy for a lot of people who are in this very sensitive, empathic mode to, deal with all this stuff. It's not. And I have to be honest, a lot of other people, whether they're distant or very close to you, at this time have not made it easy for you to do what it is that you're still working on doing. A lot of us, I talked with a close friend during a reading, and a lot of us feel like we're surviving instead of thriving, and then we've been feeling like we've just been in survival mode for the past few years now. And a lot of you have been struggling because you have a purpose that you feel like you're here for, but you feel like you actually fulfilled that purpose yet. But I do want to say that in a sense, you are still doing that purpose. It may not be on the grand scale. That's one aspect. That could be the culmination of what you feel like that purpose is. But there's also, different levels of it. You talk about, let's say, the sun temples or step pyramid. There's different layers that you ascend to or that you handle as you take the next step up. And some of these may cause for you to take a step back and then take a step up or take 2 steps up now. There's no rule book for this. This is the issue that we are dealing with. We have to, in a sense, figure out as we go. But what is going to help you is when you tune into your divine feminine, and when you're in that mode of divine masculine, you feel like, I just want to go faster. I just want to get it done. To say, hey, look, let's go to our purification. Soma, could be time for a beer. Could be time for a tea. Could be time to hang out with a friend and, just have a drink or, food or go to the park. Could be time for worship. I want to say this is also important because we have the equinox that happened, aka spring, that just happened this Sunday. And this is letting in new energies. So we're getting rid of that kind of shadowy, dark winter energy, which is also necessary. And we're going into this new season, which brings its own natural flow of energies. And honestly, if you are in tune with astrological aspects, moon, sun, seasons, a lot of opportunities come. People come forth whether they realize it or not. They're also affected by these seasons, the cycles of the moon, certain aspects of the sun and motions of the planets. Whether they realize it or not, whether you realize it or not. And certain things are being held aside by higher powers, unseen forces, until those times are right. And again, they can have this happen anytime they want. Let's say if you pray to a certain saint or whatever it is. But in order to create harmony, I believe they choose to go with the natural flow of things. And once in a while, you get something that will pop up randomly. And it does come by surprise. But the best thing is to go to yourself. A lot of us who are empathic or who are very sensitive to other people's energy, we tend to reach out to other people. We tend to want to help other people. We tend to want to solve other people's problems, whether we do it intentionally or not. I've done that as well, where a lot of times I've taken the focus away from me because I've seen somebody, which is what I've experienced recently, who just had severe anxiety, from the little things with helping with emails to anything else. But very rarely did I didn't get so much of the reciprocation from that other person. And what I realized through my own process was that it took a lot of energy out of me. It takes a lot of energy out of you. And sometimes it takes things to be separated or destroyed for us to realize that. And so I think this is what it's calling for, and what has happened to many of us is certain things had to be pushed aside, temporarily separated, permanently separated, shifted, for us to start to pay attention to ourselves. This is an important time right now where a lot of energy is being dispersed, retracted. There's friction happening. And this is a time for us to go within ourselves so we can be centered, so we can be pillars for our own selves, and maybe for other people who don't have the tools yet, or who haven't had a sort of, what we say, an awakening of what really matters the most. And what I mean by that is we can see with world events that obviously you have your job, but a lot of people are retiring or experience that. It's not just about work anymore. It's not just about, I need to get this done, I need to get that, I need to do this, running around, just being caught up in the energies of the season or the holidays. People are actually thinking about what really matters the most. And this is an automatic, maybe blessing in disguise, to doing, let's say, that spiritual work that has been avoided for many people, for many other reasons, that maybe I'll do another video on. But in our past century, we've had a steady increase of focusing on these outer aspects and less time on the inner aspects, and which is becoming a very, very rare virtue, which is not highly favorable to the whole world at large. And it's my belief that we're here for one of the most important reasons, which is the most important reason. Everything else can support that, can be added on and included with that. But if you're not taking care of the inner self, asking the questions, why you're really here, what's this all about, what is my purpose, what really matters the most to me, then you can become very confused and become highly affected by external sources and activities, which is what's happening right now. So hopefully that makes sense. I'll put a link to that 60-second reel video, but you guys got the extended version here. So I'm looking to do more videos. We'll see. I'll see what, I'm just about putting out something that really matters, and not just kind of doing, something that I don't care about or I am not consistent with. But I feel it is helpful. It's helpful for me. So I'm glad whoever's watching this is watching. And if you like, subscribe to the channel, or just give me a like, or you can just comment. Or you could just, if you're passing through, just enjoy the video and enjoy your day or night or morning. All right. See you next time. Bye.